That was fit. That was quick. That was quick.
That was quick.
Fan decided he wanted to boomer it again.
Boomer again.
Read it sounded. I was like, okay,
Fuck it, we ball fandom. Let's go. We're here.
All right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages? It's Thursday. You know what that means.
I like that intro, man. Oh, that's heavy.
Oh, thank you, Pops. And I'd like to, first off, before we do intros, I want to thank Phantom for boomering it to make sure my camera died. So I'm blaming that on you, even though I know it's my fault.
You're muted.
I'm back.
You're still muted, man. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
We can hear you.
The internet's been wonky ever since the hurricane crap. So, I'm Phantom X. I am back. I am alive.
He is alive.
Survived that one wild night. I'm along here with my partners, and I'm in a very, very special guest. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother?
What's up, people? Once again, it's Thursday night, and y'all guys could have been anywhere, but you're here with us. And so, once again, thank you for showing up for the homies. We do got special guests, but we'll get with them in the next couple of seconds. Big Dog Jake, how you feel, brother? Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Phantom. I'm feeling a little under the weather tonight. Didn't get a lot of sleep. I was up for a really long time. Had some things I had to take care of early this morning. But you know what? I'm here. We ball, rain or shine. Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it for the homies. And yes, we do have a very special guest with us. It is my frenemy in the GCA Discord, YOPOPS. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Who are you and what do you do?
I am a Korean, but specifically a rooftop Korean that mans the tower of what we call the GCA over on YouTube and in Discord, which these are all here are the homies for the homies.
That's right, baby.
There we go. There we go.
We got some fans.
What's up, Nagnol? How you
So,
doing, Nagnol?
Nagnol, the king of the mods.
That's right.
I want
Up,
to say thank you, Jake and Chris, for holding the fort last week while I was dealing with
Absolutely.
Helene, and thank you, YOPOPS, the GCA's own very rooftop Korean, for coming on this week. And so,
Thank you
Chris
for having me.
and Jake, let's get this party started. So, what's up first, Chris?
Absolutely.
So before we do anything, guys, we can all agree September was a rough month for a lot of us. I mean, as my man Big Dog Jake literally just made somewhat a small, funny joke. Hey, it took a lot of people just to get Jimmy Carr up to 100 years old. But, you know, yeah, I'm just going to name off a couple of these people. Some of these famous people that you probably knew in pop culture, from sports to acting and all that good stuff. I'm just going to do a quick R&P list of some of these names right here. R&P to James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, Kenny Page. He played Oogie Boogie in The Nightmare Before Christmas. Tito Jackson, you know him as Michael Jackson's brother, Janet Jackson's brother. Maggie Smith. I mean, Phantom is going to have a special thing for her at the end of the stream. Dikembe Mutombo, NBA superstar legend, second in all blocks. Like he passed away.
Legend, Hall of Famer for the 76ers.
Yep. Pete Rose. I mean, unless you were a person that was on the other team. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but you know he was a great player too, Hall of Fame player right there. Chad McQueen, basically Dutch McQueen on the Karate Kid, basically the hothead that wanted to fight Daniel LaRusso or whatever, the blonde head guy. We also got Christoph or whatever. Did I say it correctly or whatever?
Chris
Oh boy,
Christopherson?
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
highwaymen.
Yes.
One of the
four
highwaymen, or if you guys like, if you guys watch Blade, he's the white dude that's Blade's mentor, basically.
Whistler.
And then John Amos, or basically the dad from
Amos?
Good Times. He passed away too. Yeah, he passed away too.
Easy credit,
And you know,
boss, good times, scratching and surviving.
Good times.
He also played the adult Kunta Kinte, and he was the
Yeah,
father
that's-
of the girl from Coming to America.
Yeah, I was going to say he played
Yeah.
he played the manager of the
McDougal's.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, we were
McDougal's
before
or whatever.
McDonald's. McDonald's ripped off from us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny
That was
though.
funny.
Coming to America was Samuel L. Jackson's first movie too, because he played the crackhead
That's
that came
right.
to rob the place.
Wasn't he
It's
wasn't he
like,
an actual
what?
crackhead back in the day too? Wasn't he
Yes.
like pretty down on his luck back
Yeah,
in the day
he
before
was.
that movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was doing a lot of drugs at that time, but he said acting saved his life, basically.
Mhm.
Like he kept on, and that's why if you notice, Samuel L. Jackson basically said, like, when it comes to roles, he'll take anything. It doesn't matter how much the money is. If somebody approaches him for a role, he'll just take the money or whatever. It just keeps him busy. He doesn't like sitting around, because when he was sitting around, that's when he did drugs. So
Mhm.
you know, so I gotta respect that.
Sophie,
That's
no
a very-
food, no food right now, Sophie.
Yeah,
Had
unfortunately.
my lunch earlier.
It was a requirement to bring Pops on the show. We made him promise that he wasn't going to eat anything. You know,
Also, I needed to bring my rush hour team member right here, YOPOPS. You know, come on, Lee, what's going on, man?
Do you understand what coming out of my mouth?
I'm saying what?
Trying to cut the bullet with his bare hands.
But I mean, now we have, as my boy Tupac would say, we poured a little liquor to for all these names and all these legends. We're gonna get into the first subject. Basically, this is basically Disney news, like in the wonderful world of Disney. We're gonna start out with the Rachel Zegler stuff. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I guess I could feel worse. But so last week, we spoke a little bit about AI on the show, and later, the day after, Phantom, when you hosted your solo birthday stream, we had some people in the chat, and we started to get on the topic of AI, and I made myself clear there, and of course I can reiterate, but the one thing I wanted to say, just to kind of tee this subject off, was I think this is the first like popular actor that I've seen come out and make like a solo statement regarding AI, and I just thought it was quite ironic that it's one of the most overrated and disliked actors coming out and saying the thought of being replaced by AI really scares her. You specifically, Rachel Zegler, it should scare you, because you would be the first one on the chopping block.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You have no talent.
for me, she's a garbage person, attacking the fans, attacking everybody.
Yes, I would.
You know, I mean, this is the weirdo that's going to be in that monstrosity, you know, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh,
you know,
goodness.
And I mean, she's had 2 failures already with Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and the Hunger Games.
She was barely in that.
Yeah, in the Hunger Games movie she was in, and we got what that comes out the end of this year, first of next year.
Oh yeah, she did the West Side Story too, the West Side Story remake. That was pretty bad.
That was her first role. Spielberg cast her out of like 1,500 other.
No,
chicks.
that's not her first role.
That was not her first role.
Never mind. That's the girl from Acolyte was in the original Hunger Games movies. That's right.
That's right, Phantom. When you swing for the king, you better not miss, because I get my facts
Yeah.
straight.
I mean, all I can say is this woman. I use that loosely because she's a fucking idiot. She's literally the Tim Waltz of Hollywood right now.
Look, it
Wow.
is the 21st century, and she does have 2 X chromosomes, so we can call her a woman in fairness. Definitionally, that's correct.
I mean, it's kind of funny that she's trying to take the General Ortega route of trying to be based on shit, even though she's attacked the fans, she's attacked everybody. Weird. She
She changes her mind more than the Weber.
dude, I honestly believe in the past life she was a blonde-headed valley girl. I mean, she's a fucking idiot, man. Straight up. It's like,
But she's just kind of like going along with whatever she thinks is kind of like popular.
Well, that's
Right.
Hollywood in
Things
general,
around.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right, YOPOPS. That's Hollywood in general. They're gonna just go the way of the flow, basically.
Yep.
This woman has changed her mind more than politicians change their mind on the weather or whatever. So I mean, how do you go from I hate the Snow White movie from I love the Snow White movie? I don't know. I think the movie's gonna flop, in my opinion.
Wasn't
it
there
is
like stuff like a couple months ago, like a while ago, about her like saying all kinds of? Was she like oh my god, I forget. I remember just like going over some stuff that she said about like during like the
She was talking about men. Yeah. Like she was saying, like, yeah, it's like, so what if old boy's roles gets cut? It's Hollywood, baby. Well, you know what? In this case, this is gonna be pretty funny. It's coming right back to you. So what if somebody gets AI? I mean, it's Hollywood, baby. Like,
well,
Yeah.
I mean, also,
canned by
I mean,
a robot.
also look at the shit between her and Gal Gadot. I mean, this whole thing with Palestine and Israel stuff. It's like they're showing clips of hers like there was like comedies like free Rachel, save her. Oh, shut up.
Jeez.
Save her from
I'm sorry.
what exactly? Like, what
Can I
was
speak on this
she-
real quick, Jake? And I'm gonna give it right
Please.
back to you. Like,
Please.
I want to know one thing and one thing only. Why would Gal Gadot ever be jealous of her? Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like,
it's like this, Chris. You got Wonder Woman and Gal Gadot, and you got Rachel Zegler, probably gonna be the ugliest Snow White of all time.
I'm not going to call her ugly, but I'm just compared to a supermodel. She's like cute.
Ugly
You get what
inside.
I'm saying? Like, it's like, like cute,
Dude, at least-
supermodel hot.
We can admit the girl from the Acolyte actually looks decent, but Rachel Zegler,
Oh yeah,
she's ugly on the inside, man. She might look like a 10, but she's like a minus 1 million inside. You know?
yeah. I don't know,
Shout
man.
out
It's
to Norman Conquest. What's up, homie?
It's good to see you.
we
Norman.
definitely got to get we definitely got to get Norman on here one day. Like, we got to reach out to him one day. You know,
I imagine.
she's not ugly until you listen to her. Exactly, Sophie. From a woman's point of view.
That's all fantasy, indeed.
Yeah. I mean, that's really all I had to say on this subject, to be honest with you. It was like breaking news last night. Shout out to the GCA. We saw that story, and I'm like, I guess we can talk about it a little bit. We needed some extra news anyway, so you know. so you know, thanks to you. Thanks right there, man.
That's all the other people on the GCA. That's all my co-hosts, man. They're
vagabond.
Now we gotta go to the opposite side of the spectrum with Daisy Ridley now. Oh,
Oh, must we? I guess we have to. Okay.
All men are pigs. All men are pigs.
So
Daisy, I
I
thought you was a real one, man. I really thought you was gonna be the one that brings balance to the force and not like try to take it away from us. Like your new empire, Daisy. Like
YOPOPS. I don't know if you've read this article or at least read the headline. I'm kind of interested in your opinion. I want to hear what you have to say before I say my piece.
I swear I think I might have gone over this on our stream yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't really have much to say, but God, it's dude, I swear I've like read like articles similar to this of like every other woman in Hollywood. There's always like it's either like something about like men, don't like this show.
The patriarchy.
Somehow this show is bad because men have an opinion about it, and somehow that opinion is always because like they're women or something like that. It's never really has to do with like, oh no, maybe it just sucks. Maybe people just don't like it. It's like I swear, I've seen articles like this a million times. You just got to change the name of like the actress, and then like that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Different companies, It's like it seems so cookie cutter now. Now I keep seeing this, man. It's like, ugh.
Well,
you were supposed to be the chosen one, Ray.
And to be fair, if Kathleen Kennedy had her way, Daisy Ridley was supposed to be the chosen one. And Phantom, before you go off, I just wanted to go to a specific point in the article because I do want to defend Daisy Ridley a little bit here because the headline is it's overstating it ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Because the interviewer really teed her up for this one. So the article states from here, following the admission from Ridley that the spotlight felt less intimidating this time around thanks to her experience having handled press tour duties for the sequel trilogy, the actor was eventually asked by Golan, that's the person interviewing, saying, quote, the way that some fans received Ray was very violent, which is a weird way of saying, did you ever have that feeling? And Daisy Ridley said, no. I think that certain people have expressed negativity, but I don't give it much attention because it doesn't really concern me. I cannot change the way that some men look at women. That's unfortunately how society functions. And then overall, I've been very well received. I've made the choice to concentrate on the positive. Now, overall, I can get with what she's saying because she's saying that obviously there are going to be people out there who are going to be haters. There's going to be people out there who are going to be supporters. And generally speaking, you can't change the way that some people look at your performances or the works that you're in. But this interviewer teeing her up by saying the way that some fans received Rey, her character in Star Wars, was very violent. In this sense, the term is referring to violently negative emotions rather than actual physical actions. And of course, anytime a female who is interviewing a female actress, whenever they bring up violence, whether in words or in actions, the mind immediately goes to men, at least in these circles. So I do feel like if the interviewer worded that question a little bit more neutrally, maybe Ray wouldn't have brought up the whole I can't change the way some men look at women thing. But still, the fact that she went straight to that kind of
just singling out men. Yeah.
Like,
Go ahead with your
purposeful. I'm sorry. So I just the way that they added like the whole the violent approach to that's all purposeful. They're trying to conjure up like an emotional response to something like this. You know what I mean? They like and they've been doing this whole thing with like words can be violence too, and it's just they're I don't know if conflating is the right word, but they're definitely trying to
No, that's true.
mix up
That's
the.
the right word.
Is that the right word? Yeah. They're
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
conflate
yeah.
the two and
Yeah.
make it so that the reader, when they read that, oh my goodness, like all these men are so violent
Right.
with their opinions. You know what I mean? Like they're like
Exactly.
if you having an opinion is you beating a woman, you know, for fucking like
Right.
burning the fucking
And-
dinner or some shit.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're conflating actual violence, which is physically striking another person, with aggressive words, which words aren't violence. I don't care how loud you are. You cannot open your mouth and scream in front of somebody and give them a physical pain, the equivalent of being, decked in the face. And that's just something that these people have been doing for quite some time now. Is they're sophists, that they will equate anything with anything else in order to try and engender some sort of support
agenda. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and push an agenda. Absolutely.
And can I just say one more thing? Is this like this whole thing about like man, it didn't, the show didn't, whatever, X Y and Z show, men didn't like it because it was a woman lead, it was a woman hero, this and that. But it's like,
that's BS.
I mean, like it is, because like honestly, like nobody thinks like that. I'm sure there's like 0.001% of the population that are males that may be that misogynist. Oh, it's like anything with the woman in it. No, but I mean, they're making it sound like men are still from like the 1920s or like like the 1940s. Oh, there's a woman in this show. I can't I can't watch this show. This is for women only. It's like come on. It's like seriously, like it's comical. It's very comical, like the way they think that's actual real life. Like, oh my goodness.
I was going to make that point. It's like, like in the like the golden age of Hollywood. Yeah, women were treated badly, in the beginning of Hollywood. I mean, look at who played Dorothy in the original Wizard of Oz?
I know who you're talking about, with the fucking asbestos, and like they made her smoke cigarettes, wouldn't let her eat.
Oh yeah.
They made her take diet. Yeah, it's like I can see it back then, but then how many roles that women had that were like main characters? Ripley from Aliens. You had
Sarah Connor from Terminator.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah. Strong women characters. Nobody
Judy Garland. I mean, Judy Garland.
Judy Garland.
Yeah.
It's like now when you have a character, a character could be a male or female, but when you have something established and you gender bend to like a dude to a female, we've seen this multiple times. And it's like we don't like something because you guys don't respect the lore, you don't respect the fans. And when we like, hey, well, prime example, we're going to talk about this in a little while. The 2016 Ghostbusters all led female. You know the reason why we didn't like it? Because it was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It didn't fail because of us. It didn't fail because of the fans. It fell because the movie was dumb. I mean, for fuck's sake, the big bad of the movie was the Ghostbusters symbol on the fucking car. That was the big bad. That was the main villain. That's the main villain. Was that character? It's like,
can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Let me say this. Like, people, it's like you said, Phantom. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna use Kathleen Kennedy's logic against her. Didn't Rogue One do fairly well? That was a woman lead. Like, a lot of people enjoyed it. A woman was in charge. I mean, the woman was a main character. Of course, you have Andor up in there. I mean, you actually had Darth Vader up in there. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, 2017,
billion dollar movie.
But on that, you want to know why Wonder Woman made $1 billion? Because Gal Gadot made sure that every man went to go see it because she's not stupid or whatever. Because they try to set her up for a gotcha question or whatever. They asked, I remember this too. They asked Gal Gadot, so Gal, how do you feel about little girls gonna be inspired by this movie, and she just said, "Well, whoa, hold on, before you leave, like this movie is for not just only little girls and women. This movie is for men too, because you got men that look up to their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, their wives, or whatever. Like, bam, bam. And you know what? Every dude that heard that said like, I'm taking my money, I'm gonna go see this movie, and that's how it became $1 billion. Just like that. Good.
Also, if you look at it this way, a lot of people liked Ray. It's Disney
Yes.
and the Kathleen Kennedy and the people surrounding Disney made us hate Ray because they made her a Mary Sue. I mean, it's supposed to be Finn, Poe, and Ray. Those were the main characters of the sequel trilogy. To me, Finn and Poe were more interesting than Ray because they overpowered her. They made her where she knew the Force like that. And that's why we didn't like it. It wasn't Star Wars. It was the Ray Palpatine's show at that point.
Yeah.
And
It was Kathleen Kennedy's dream about her. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like this. Kathleen Kennedy lived through Ray. 100%. 100%.
Didn't
Yeah.
oh god, who was it? It was Jenna Ortega. Did she do like an interview a couple months ago talking about how
Yeah.
she
didn't want to be Jamie Bond.
The Jamie Bond thing. I was like, oh yeah, I mean that is very true. I think I said it on our stream too, but it's like I forget where I said it, but pretty much it's like they're really trying to make men and women the same, even though they're not. Like there could be movies that are made that like a woman's hero story, a men's hero story. It doesn't make any one of them lesser. You know what I mean? It's just different. You know. But then all this into the thing, it's like it doesn't work.
On that, YOPOPS, like I was not mad when Barbie made $1 billion. I was actually happy for women because they finally had a franchise for themselves. Like that's cool. Like I'm not gonna be mad about that whatsoever. Right. But the thing is, you cannot force like men into women franchises. You can't force women into men franchises. It never works or whatever. It's the equivalent of, let me just take these two anime. Like you got Sailor Moon and you got Dragon Ball Z. My friend tried to tell me like, what, like it shouldn't matter. Shut up, bro. It just is what it is. Can you be a dude and like Sailor Moon? Yes, but as a dude, would I want them to cater to me because it's a female franchise? No, because I know what it is and everything. This is for girls and everything. Sorry, dudes. Like, even though I like Sailor Moon, it's a woman's show. It's perfectly fine. I like the storytelling. I'm okay with that. Vice versa. Can girls like Dragon Ball Z? Yes, they can. But you know what? You don't see a whole bunch of girls saying like, "Oh, I wanted Bulma to be a Super Saiyan." No, because they know that it's a male franchise and they're perfectly fine with that. Women with sense or whatever. So it's okay.
Well, I mean, look at Furiosa, right? They did her an origin story. I know ABF said he was on the fence about the movie. To me, it's like we've had so many good movies now. I wouldn't care if they take a female character and spin her off, as long as the character was good in the movie. The movie was good. She was, real well written.
We already know, Sophie.
It's like you could take the female character if you can get somebody that can. It's like Gary said. Women in Hollywood cannot write women characters. They just can't.
They can't.
They can't.
No.
It's like the reason why the Black Widow movie failed. It wasn't because of the fans. It wasn't. I liked the movie. It wasn't a perfect movie, but they brought it out after.
I just did it to support Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, the character was already dead. That movie should have came out between Civil War and Infinity War. Nah, they
Yeah.
wait after freaking after
Endgame.
Endgame to
Yeah.
bring her. Like, oh, she finally gets her movie, and
They waited
awful.
4 years too long. They waited
Yeah.
4 years too long. The movie should have came out 4 years before it actually did.
I mean, I'll give you one more. I'll give you another example. The Mulan movie, man. Like like cartoon one, 98. Mulan 98, because I ain't worried about that live action. There's only one Mulan movie. Like there's only one. Only one. Yeah, there's only one. I'll make a man out of you. A lot of dudes love that movie. Like literally, like it taught you how to persevere and use your mind. It didn't matter what. Like that's basically of the story of persevering. Was there a little bit of like, girl power thing? You know what? Yeah, but you know what? I didn't care. It wasn't a big focus on it. Same thing with Kim Possible. Yeah.
It's a good story.
Same thing with.
Yeah, because in Mulan, it wasn't necessarily that she wanted to go girl boss and like show everyone like what was up. I think that's a little bit part of it, but it was that also she was taking the place of her father who couldn't fight in that war, right? So it's like it was more of a sense of duty that she did that than for some sort of selfish reason of if Meg can do it, I can do it better. That
exactly. It was fundamentally
but the thing
different. It wasn't a selfish matter. It was a matter of I need to protect my family, which is something that, women historically, that's been one of their main concerns is protecting their families. And that is something that should still be honored in our media.
Yeah.
But when you have a woman nowadays who their character is written to be, whether they're a homemaker or they're looking after their children or looking after their husband or trying to protect their family.
They consider weak.
They're considered weak. They're considered not masculine enough. They're considered too effeminate. They're not girl bossy enough, what have you. And honestly, I think that's a shame because I think quite frankly, I find it quite beautiful that the majority of women have this instinct to want to protect their family. That should be something that everybody considers an amazing thing.
Well, also, if they can like do a role that a girl can be a girl boss, but at some point, she has to have help. That's perfectly fine because you just can't have a movie where a girl just comes walking in and it's like Gary said, you have a 5 foot nothing woman. Hey, Sophie. Can go in and like completely take everybody out in the room.
Yeah.
She's like this master fighter.
Yeah.
Now, there are some decent female fighters, right, in movies. There's like a lot of the kung fu movies. There's female, they're girl bosses in them, but they know at some point they have to have help from a man.
Yeah, they're feminine.
You have to have balance. You can't make her Mary Sue. That's the reason why we have issues with movies. If they make a woman a complete Mary Sue for no apparent reason, we have a right to criticize it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. I think we've been on this subject a little bit long, but you know what? Hey, if we want to do some more, we can make some videos on it, or we could just do a part 2 later on it. It's all good. So. YOPOPS, this is your first time. We're going to be going to the farm. Phantom, roll that beautiful beam footage. Damn chicken. Damn chickens.
YOPOPS, I do. For every guest that comes on, I have to apologize that we had to put you through that. We had to go drive through Phantom's backyard to take us down to his farm.
No, get it right. Get it right. We went to YOPOP's farm this time.
No. Don't play that game. We know he only has cats on the grill over there. You're the one that has the chickens.
They're eating the cats.
They're eating cats. They're eating cats. They're eating dogs.
Eating everybody out here.
The government doesn't want you to know this, but the ducks are free. You can just walk out and take the ducks.
Hide your dogs, hide your cats, because they eat everybody out here.
So, what's our first trailer for the night, boys?
Our first and only trailer this evening, actually, is it's a recommendation from you, Phantom. Since we are officially in October. Excuse me. We're officially in
The spooky season.
We decided this trailer's been out for a little bit, but it's very much in theme. It's very much in theme. It is a horror-ish movie, I guess you could say. And one of the things I found out very recently about it is that it has Curtis Jackson in it, aka Rampage Jackson, MMA legend. And
Quentin Rampage Jackson. Okay, cool.
That's right.
I thought you meant 50 Cent. I was like, 50 Cent?
No, I'm sorry. Did I say Curtis Jackson? I meant Quentin. Excuse me. I meant Quentin Jackson. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
Rampage.
Yeah, this is a trailer for a movie called Operation Blood Hunt. I listened to it before. There's no copyrighted music, so we can just let it play. If you guys have anything you want to say over it, just feel free to speak as it happens. And we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
The Quiver.
We lost contact with Marine outposts near the Mariana Trench.
We need someone with
Rampage Jackson.
area of
Yeah. That big old head.
You'd be going in with a team of operatives.
This is the A-Team all over again?
I want to tell you something. This movie has nothing but practical effects in it.
That's not really their concern.
Very little CGI.
This is World War II era.
So is this like going back in time, World War II era, or like is this like modern day?
They're fighting the Empire.
So this is where the Thriller got its inspiration from.
They're hard to kill. You're gonna need that. It's made from silver.
Dude, I'm getting Dog Soldier vibes and Underworld vibes.
That's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, this is modern Dog Soldier.
I'm not into the horror genre like that, but like, you know, this looks pretty okay.
It's not too bad.
I mean, the werewolf costume right there looks pretty fucking dope. It does.
Yeah, they actually do look pretty okay. The costumes actually aren't that bad.
It's like a good shooter flick, little Halloween action shooter.
Yeah,
flick.
if you want to just like, you know, do some stuff for like Dog Soldiers. Wow.
If you guys have never seen that, you need to go watch that. Dog Soldiers is a good fucking horror movie.
I ain't flying on no plane, Hannibal. Ain't jumping out of the airplane. This definitely gave me Dog Soldiers vibes. Dog Soldiers did have some comedy elements to it, but it was a little bit more serious, and it took place in the modern day. Well, at least when it came out. Early 2000s. This definitely has more just like there seems to be some comedy vibes in it, although there weren't a lot of jokes in the trailer, but the action looks pretty okay. And if Phantom, what you said is correct, that it is it's basically just practical effects. I'm interested.
That's the basics.
We
probably get basics, man.
We probably get CGI in the transformations. I mean, that's given. But if you look at the werewolves, I mean, I wonder. I was thinking about. I wonder if they're using like some props and stuff from the Underworld, because that does look like the lichens from Underworld. And I love movies like this. I love movies like this, and it looked pretty decent. I like to see it.
Is it coming out this month or when was it coming out?
It's still a TBD as far as I know. They announced it without a date. They announced it without a date. So,
it's straight to the home theater or whatever.
It might be, but that's the only trailer. That's the only trailer there is for it, and at the end of them, it just cuts to black. There's no date. It doesn't say it's going to go to a streaming service. Doesn't say it's going to go to Blu-ray. Doesn't say it's going to go to theaters. So I have no idea. No idea when it's going to come out.
It's just going to come out when it's going to come out when you see it at the Walmart $5 bin. Like that's when you know it came out.
Oh, I'll get it. I'll watch it and I'll review it, because Dude,
Yeah.
I love like vampire movies and werewolf movies, man. I mean, I'm a classic horror fan.
spooky-
I got like Blu-ray set of the old Universal monster movies, and I watch them every October. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm a Norman when it comes to horror movies. Like I just do the basics, like the Freddy's and the and like the Halloweens and
you need to watch
Freaking-
Underworld.
Oh, and just a real quick interjection. I just looked it up because I could not find it anywhere. The only place that seems to list a release date is IMDb, and if it's to be believed, it's going to be releasing tomorrow.
Nice.
What's
I want
that?
to see that.
Releasing tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So another little point when we talk about strong female, Celine from Underworld, she's a female character. You know.
yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
she's well written as well. Her
Mhm.
her strength, her combat abilities, like
Mhm.
are believable because it's written into the character that she is. You know,
Mhm.
being
I'm not sure how-
partially this kind of daywalker type thing.
I'm not sure how fair of a statement this is, but I'm going to make it. But would it be true that most of the female like leads, whatever the heroes that are written for movies and stuff, the best ones are mostly written by men? Would that be a correct fact? Would that be
Pretty
a
much
correct
all
statement?
of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them.
Pretty much
I
all of
feel
them.
like I feel like that's absolutely correct.
But there have been women. There have been women writers like in big projects, like even in Star Wars. Like George Lucas, his
for
wife,
sure.
like helped him out throughout that whole entire process with the first trilogy. A lot of people don't know that, like
And I don't think anybody out there I don't think anybody out there would say that Princess Leia was not a strong female character. I don't think there's anybody who would say that. And if there's anybody who would say contrary to that, I would have words with them.
Yeah, I think a lot of dudes will have words with him, like bro, like dude, like we'll be like the first one to call you, dude. Why you being a sexist, man? Like, it's like,
She has Princess Leia has everything that you want in a strong female character. She has agency. She has skills and abilities that are underestimated, or at least kind of like kept a bit under the blanket, so that
femininity.
uses her femininity. Yeah, and you know what? When you write a proper female character, that's what you should do. It should be like real life. You should stick to the strengths of the feminine. You know, you don't have to make her a massive, muscle-bound, jacked dude, basically, and have her, going guns akimbo, laying people out like Rambo.
Well, also give a shout out to George Lucas, telling Carrie Fisher there's no underwear in space.
I'm gonna leave that sitting there.
No,
is it time for our new segment yet?
Oh yeah. There is a new segment.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just gonna let him do it. Like it. Phantom, this is your baby.
No.
You go ahead and do it, man.
So, Phantom, new segment, Clown of the Week. Who's the clown this week? Also, don't mute yourself, homie. I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, we got to talk about the man who he just can't let it go.
Let it go. Let
Feig,
it go.
right? That's his name, right? Paul Feig.
Paul Feig, yeah.
The director of the all shitty female-led
Oh,
The
Lord.
2016 Ghostbusters remake, I hesitate to say, even though it's
not a
kind
remake.
of this weird continuation. I just want everybody to quickly notice this article was published September 30th of this year.
And we
This was published.
and we just found out
published
about it.
4 days ago. This was published 4 days ago this year for a movie that came out 8 years ago and somehow stayed in the news cycle for like 3 to 6 months because mainly Paul Feig, and then there was a couple of the actresses who just would not let it go. And they're still blowing on the same trumpet, talking about how the way they perceive the majority of the negative reviews and the negative reception of the movie comes from Trump supporters saying, literally, quote, so many were Trump supporters, which there's probably plenty of Trump supporters that dislike this movie. There were also probably plenty of people who voted for Barack Obama.
Biden.
There were probably plenty of people who voted for Biden. There were probably plenty of people who voted for Bernie Sanders who also disliked this movie because it was bad. It was just bad.
Well, also
Hey,
you got Leslie Jones, the one that played the black chick. She has not stopped talking about us. She's nonstop been talking shit about the fans this whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so I've seen it anymore. I mean, I didn't go to the theaters.
Okay.
I waited till it came out on DVD and I watched it. And
Can I say something about Leslie Jones real quick?
Yeah, she needs to sit her scary ass down. I'll tell you that much.
Go ahead.
Listen, first of all, in my opinion, I don't think Leslie Jones is funny. I never thought she was funny whatsoever. Like, I mean, then again, everybody on the new SNL is not funny, but in her case, she's really not funny or whatever. But now, to be fair to her, were there people that called her like, a gorilla or a monkey and things like that? That's not cool whatsoever. It's not funny.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Only Milo.
It's not cool.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Milo.
I
haven't heard that. It's still not right. It's still not right, no matter what. And everything, like,
when you have something as ripe for criticism as this movie, there's no reason to swing low when you can swing high. There's so many.
You could have just said that the movie was bad, and like this is where I kind of agree with Leslie. Like that was out of pocket. You shouldn't. Under no circumstances, you should call like anybody an ape whatsoever, especially in historical contests with black people. It's not gonna be good for you. Like it's like you shouldn't do it, man. Like it's one of the things.
The only character I liked in the movie was Melissa McCarthy. She was the only character. She was cringe.
Melissa McCarthy is actually funny though.
Yeah, it's like her and Kristen Wiig are the decent part of the movie. Everything else is just awful. It's it's all over the place. It's like they shit on the lore, and they had to come out like a couple years ago and say, "Oh, that's not in the Ghostbusters universe. It's an Elseworld story." Well, duh, because nobody accepted it as part of that. Period.
You want to know what's the funny? Part? Well, Vagabond, you're Vagabond, okay? Like
you can.
Vagabond, I'm going to use my white privilege and say, no, you may not. You may not.
I overrule. I allow it.
It's like, oh Lord. Like I'm in the like. Don't get me wrong. Say whatever you want to say. Whatever. I don't necessarily care, but I'm just saying like it's still out of pocket, man. Like it's just one of the things that you just don't. You shouldn't do it, man. Like you shouldn't do it, my guy. Like if you, she has every. I'll put it this way: she has every right. She has every right to be mad at those comments. Like and like. There's nothing I can say because it was out of pocket. Yeah. That's that is what you give us an example of. That's actually racist. Like, you know what?
I agree.
I'm one of the people of like, hey, you show me the evidence. You should point me to the person. They said that thing. Hey, I don't agree with that. That's not cool whatsoever. Or whatever.
If Crease has a problem with this, then you fucking fucked up. You fucking stepped over the fucking line when Crease is saying something about it.
Oh,
for sure.
That's right. That's right.
It's like, yo, man, like. It's like, come on, man. That's where you just gotta say, like.
I mean,
I'm done.
Phantom, if I may, before you continue, I just want to say something real quick. You mentioned how you thought that Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig were the best parts of the movie. I have to 100% disagree with you. And part of it is what Norman is saying here is him saying he hates Melissa McCarthy. She plays the same role in every movie. That's true. She's basically the Will Ferrell of female comedians. That is true. For me, I could not stand Melissa McCarthy or Kristen Wiig in Ghostbusters 2016 because for anybody who knows how Paul Feig wrote and directed it, 90% of it was just improv, where they just filmed the same scene 100 times with them all saying different stuff. And you can tell, you know, there's a reason really famous comedy troupes like Monty Python spent so long writing the scripts to their movies and their sketches and made sure that they stuck to them, because it was funnier. Because unless you are super, super talented and very practiced at improv, and most people don't like improv to begin with, unless you're really good at it, it's usually going to suck. And so for me, before you go ahead, Phantom, I'm just going to say, Kristen Wiig, no. Melissa McCarthy, no. Leslie Jones, whatever. Kate McKinnon. I honestly thought Kate McKinnon's character was, you know, kind of unique, and I actually thought she was the one that was actually funny. So I'll say that. Go ahead.
Well, so for myself, yeah, the movie was cringe. I could tolerate those two out of the cringe, and yeah, you're right. The female Egon was pretty decent, but then, you know, she did the Charlie's Angels movie and she became retarded.
Yeah, but we're talking.
You mean that horrible remake Charlie's Angels movie?
We definitely got to talk about that one time, because that was. But
that Charlie's Angels movie was horrible.
I mean, you at least you know, well, when did Ghostbusters Afterlife? What, 2019, 2020 when it came out? And you know, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I've seen Frozen Empire. It's mid. It's not up to par, but it's, you know, you can watch it, but it's just mid for me. For
Afterlife, it was just boring. I wouldn't say it's bad. It was just kind of boring, but it was a good love letter to Ghostbuster fans or whatever. I think that's the best way I can explain it to it.
And they did Harold Ramis right in that movie. You know, they didn't make him look like he did when he died. They actually made him. They brought it back for Egon. He never talked, which was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they give a little bit more history of Gozer and stuff like that. And it was good to see, you know, the last remaining Ghostbusters show up at the very end. They have a little bit more of a prominent role in Frozen Empire. You know, Afterlife, I give it a 5 out of 10 on a good day. There is pacing in the movie that I didn't like, but
yeah, it was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
What do you think?
I got a problem with the Norman statement. Okay, first of all, I don't compare Will Ferris, fucking Will Ferris. Wait, was that
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell, yeah, Will Ferrell with Melissa McCarthy. Okay, that's just, come on now. At least Will Ferrell has had a good amount of funny movies. All right, the guy, I mean, for what he does, he's not bad. All right, let's just take it easy there with the comparison. All right, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Let it be known here, YOPOPS, big fan of Will Ferrell. Norman, not so much.
He's all right. You know, he's had some funny stuff. Right?
I mean, I can see where Norman's coming from, because there have been a lot of movies where Will Ferrell does play the same.
Will Ferrell is like a hit or miss with me. Just like I don't think Kevin Hart is funny either. Like I can never like
Kevin Hart's kind of, you know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he's kind of short. Like, Mo would agree with that. He's kind of short. he's like the Black Bank cook.
It's like oh man, dude, Dan Cook only had one good segment, and you know which one that I'm talking about, where he's talking about how people stand up, like he says, like how Asian people stand up, how black people stand up, how white people
Dude, I'll be honest, I think the only movie I like Kevin Hart in has to be the was it Jumanji, the first with him and The Rock. That's the only one I liked him in.
Dude,
which is funny
He-
because
what's it
that's
called?
his
Since we're
character.
talking,
Mhm.
That's it.
about comedy, like I was watching a Mike Judge podcast with Joe Rogan or whatever, and they were talking about Idiocracy and like Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill and how those were like good stuff back in the day, man. Like I miss that type of stuff, bro. Like when comedy was freaking comedy, dude. You just can't do it anymore, man, and it sucks.
Were they gonna, dude? Probably the last best comedy movie is Tropic Thunder, because Robert Downey Jr. I'm a white dude. I'm a dude playing another dude. That's
It's another dude that's playing another dude.
That's another dude.
I mean,
I love how all
you'll-
three of you said it wrong. That makes me
Well, I
happy.
don't care. Come call. But if you look at
I
you
am
can't have
X
a
and
movie,
Jack.
dude. You cannot have a movie like Tropic Thunder come out. You will never see a movie like Blazing Saddles ever the fuck again. They literally
Dude.
took comedians and literally, rip their balls off because they can't be funny anymore because it would be politically incorrect. Comedy is comedy. You should make fun of every fucking body, not one side or the other.
I'm sorry.
Everybody.
I know two comedians that would not care today because they were the ones that did like I don't care about political correctness. One is Bernie Mac and the other one is Ralphie May. Like Ralphie May was literally the pioneer. Ralphie May was the pioneer of I don't care about political correctness. Go screw yourself. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. And like, dude, he was saying the same stuff that he was talking about what we were talking about today, bro. Like he predicted it was gonna come down to this or whatever.
When's the last time you heard a good chink joke? That's right, chink joke.
Well, I mean, look at George Carlin.
That was hilarious, dude.
You look at George Carlin. If he was still alive, he would literally still be doing his stand up like he normally was and telling everybody else to go fuck themselves. And he was leftist.
No, what's it called? Like YOPOPS, you remember when Ralphie was saying
It's like, oh, it's fucked up that I said it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And everyone's like, everyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Oh man. I can watch
George Carlin lost too soon.
Bring back Bernie Mac because I know he would have been having fun on X, man, or on Twitter, dude. He's like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? What is Trump talking about? What is Trump talking about? Like, what is he talking about?
Voice and his fucking silk button ups and shit. Fucking, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And shout out to last week's
Who's
podcast
the man? I'm the man. Strong, proud, black man.
Shout out to last week's podcast as well, where I mentioned how there's only one line in the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay Transformers movies, that actually made me laugh, and it was when Bernie Mac, as a car salesman, flips off his mom from across the street and said, "Man, if I had a brick, I would bust your head in, bitch."
R.I.P. to the goat. R.I.P. to the goat.
Man,
right quick. They are going to announce in the next couple days when they're going to release Rust.
Really?
Rust?
Rust is the movie where Alec Baldwin's finger gained notoriety because that finger don't miss.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay. That movie. Okay. Definitely we have to see if the CD falls off the truck and we can like watch that in Discord.
Oh, dude. If ever there was a time for someone's finger not to miss, it would be for this. I personally would be disappointed as a man if that didn't transpire. I wonder if they'll
edit that part out, the one where he did not miss.
Shoots the director in the face.
I have a feeling that if that scene is in the movie where you see a Colt single action army pointed barrel first towards the camera and the trigger is pulled, if that's in the movie, there is going to be a riot. I don't know where, I don't know how big, but there will be a riot of some kind.
And
Could you imagine if like
hey, shout out to ABF hitting over 400 subscribers the other day. Shout
Oh
out
yeah,
to
yeah, man.
Let's go. Shout out to ABF.
GCA
Yeah,
almost hit
he deserves it, man.
700 subs, man. Shout out to GCA hitting nearly 700 subs, man.
Hell yeah.
Y'all guys are killing it, man. Y'all guys are killing it, man.
Don't worry, YOPOPS. Don't worry, YOPOPS. At the end of the show, we'll give you plenty of time to fillet yourself in the GCA. So hold on to it. Hold on to it.
Just hold it. Store it all in.
Aren't you guys up to like 100? You guys are getting your viewerships up too, right? I think
that's
we're working on it.
My main channel hit 100 Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that was you. Okay, that was you, Phantom.
It was a good birthday present for Phantom, getting that up to the triple digits. Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, because so on this is funny. Our on Social Blade is saying the homies is 63, but on here it's saying 62. So it's kind of up in the air, but yeah,
we're on the road around with the fucking subscribe button to like unsubscribing, subscribing. Just
oh man, but yeah, I mean, I guess we can move on to our pop culture segment. So definitely it's coming to the end, pop culture. You know how we do it up in here. We're going to talk about The Penguin episode 2. I'm not sure if Phantom watched it or any of you guys watched it, but did you watch it, YOPOPS?
What was that?
The Penguin.
The Penguin?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. I watched episodes 1 and 2, so I'm caught up on that one.
Oh,
very
okay.
Good.
Okay,
very
okay.
Good. And
that's cool. That's cool.
Real quick, just to tee you guys up for talking about Penguin and Batman. I just wanted to share something that Kreese shared with us on the show, where shout out to one of Kreese's favorite Batman movies, Batman and Robin. And here we have I don't know if this is just
Arnie.
I don't know if this is just a bald-faced lie or if he genuinely drank the Kool-Aid, but let's listen to contemporary Arnie speak about
movie. I fucking hate
talk about Batman and Robin.
It's the most spectacular and well-written script that I've ever worked on. It just has really great writing in it. So therefore, I think people really will get off on all those speeches and just dramatic stuff and Shakespearean stuff.
Shakespearean.
Here's one.
Comfort. I will blanket the city in endless winter.
Shakespearean, my ass.
Here you go.
Throwing whatever, just seeing what, just hoping it sticks and shit.
They picked the one scene and the one line where he doesn't make an ice pun, and they use that for Shakespearean. Okay. All right, Arnold.
What killed the Batman franchise? Batman and Robin.
Hey, dude. I have nothing to defend it. I told everybody, listen, I could defend Batman forever. Like I'll die on the hill for that movie. But when it comes to Batman and Robin, I have nothing. Nope.
Like I said, the only thing I like in Batman and Robin is Bane. That's the only fucking thing I like in that movie is Bane.
Speaking of Bane, like
good segue, huh?
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that one. Let me just talk to about the Penguin episode 2. And YOPOPS, just if you agree with me, how did you like Sophie Falcone, basically like old girl that's in charge of basically almost the mob or whatever? She is crazy, man. Like
Yeah. Dude, I like that show. Is fucking it's got a lot of fucking twists and turns. I'll fucking say that much, man. Fucking well, I mean, I don't want to go too much into because I don't want to put any spoilers and shit. Okay, can we
spoil? Spoil. It's all good.
Shit. Spoil that shit. We ball.
Okay, no, like I don't know, just like every time, like I was watching, every time I think like the Penguin's like he's got it, he's just got to do this one thing, and they're gonna be off of his ass. Like no, like fucking no, you got fucking caught, fucking, or you almost got caught, fucking stabbing the one dude in the fucking basement and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Yeah.
oh my god, I don't know, dude. But like a part of me with that show, I don't know
You're
how to like.
invested, aren't you?
I am, but there's like a part of it that just seems a little bit kind of like there's like parts of it that's kind of like I don't want to say silly, almost campy, and then like the rest of it is just like I feel like I'm watching like the Nolan like the Dark Knight Rises type of like filming style to it. But
you had me right there, but you're missing that movie. Like you mentioned Dark Knight Rises, like nah, I'm kidding. You know what? Go ahead, man. I'm kidding, dude. I'm just kidding.
But, hey, you know what? Fucking whatever, man. No, I mean, so far I've really like have enjoyed it, and I can't believe that's fucking Colin Farrell playing the Penguin too. Like, I really had to like go and like check again. I was like, wait, no, this is Colin Farrell. Like, what the fuck? Like. And it's just like the way he sounds, the way he's like acting, and I mean, obviously with like the thing with his face and all
face
that.
makeup.
You know, I couldn't, I couldn't like tell. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I keep on forgetting it's Colin Farrell too, man. But like his acting is so good. He has so much range, man. Like he can play a wise guy like from The Sopranos, basically, to like like a man with a code, which once again, like I've been saying this forever. Like this is what TV's been missing for a long time, or whatever. It's like people that that are quote unquote bad, but you're actually cheering for them. You actually want them to win or whatever, because like that bad person you can kind of relate with or whatever. You might have done something that you weren't really proud of, but you have to do it just to get out there and like provide for your family. This is what the Penguin kind of reminds me of. And like I don't know, have you watched The Sopranos before, YOPOPS?
Oh, have I watched The Sopranos before? Hell yeah, dude! I had that shit on repeat for like the past like couple months when it's when I had it on Prime.
He feel like
on Prime.
Doesn't he feel like Tony Soprano just to you?
I would say kind of like the non-gay version of Vito Spatafor. Just because he does the wobble and shit. It's like
yeah. The wobble.
No, he definitely has a. I mean, like crazy. Like you could if the Penguin. Colin Farrell in the Penguin character, if he was like some fucking wise guy out on the street, you could like totally like see a wise guy like that on the fucking streets, working the way he does, talking the way he does, doing the things he does,
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say,
and also,
go
ahead,
Penguin, this Penguin's way better than the one we got in Gotham. 100% better.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not a high bar. That's really not a high bar. Like
Danny, Gotham. Okay, I was like, Danny DeVito.
It's like
no,
I mean, like
the Fox show.
Yeah.
It's like I was gonna say this. Oh man, what was I gonna say? But I do like the part with the where like him and Vic were having that conversation, and like he was in the graveyard and he got those two people killed, and he pushed them back down in the graveyard, saying like he said stay down there. This is your fault. Like, see their faces, you see their bodies, you lay them right down with them or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like he basically just but then that moment. We all had that real life talk from either like your dad or a boss or your mom, something like you messed up. You messed up badly, and like like there is no tomorrow, as Apollo Creed would say. But he basically gave him that talk of, dude, I don't care. When Falcone was still alive, I made sure I got the job done. Vic, you can't mess up like in this business, or else you will end up just like these people. Like, I'm like, yo. He basically just said like, yo, Vic, Vic, I love you. You're cool. You're a cool kid. But if you're gonna be my right hand man, you gotta get it done, no matter what. You better think on your feet or whatever. And if you've been a hustler in whatever field that you've been, you've been a Vic before, where you messed up and you gotta report back to your boss. And like he looking at you, why are you still here? Like there's still enough time on the clock to get it done. Like, damn. All right,
Well,
man.
that was like right after
So-
that was right after the incident at the mansion too. So he was like extra fucking
Yeah.
pissed. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
Penguin, like almost would have been. He essentially would have been shot and killed there if he didn't do that thing with the knife where he switched it into the other dude's fucking pocket or whatever. But like, I think it really brought it home to like because the kid's timid as fuck, right? So it's like. He really brought the point home to Vic, like, hey man, like this ain't no joke, dude. Like even if you're fucking scared, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna be dead with them. You know what I mean? And let me ask you this, Chris. What do you think about in the first episode, in the beginning, when he shoots the son of the Don's son or whatever? Like,
Falcone's,
Falcone's son or whatever. Like, what do you think about that scene? About like the whole build up to that, where fucking you think like they're gonna be all like they're trying to be cool, like Penguin's trying to be cool with this kid, and this kid just kind of just totally just like disrespects him, And he just
it just kind of reminds you of like that's how we feel about our dreams sometimes or whatever. Like you kind of express your dream to somebody and they basically tell you that you can't do it or whatever. That's going to make you mad or whatever. Or you have something to prove. And then like, of course we don't want to hurt anybody on Fortnite. I got to say it like that. Or kill somebody on Fortnite or whatever. But the fact that he kind of chuckled at the end like, got you. And then he just said, holy, like, and goes on to the main scene. I thought that was pretty good or whatever. It just shows you what type of show it was going to be or whatever.
So did you gain more references to Batman in this recent episode?
So
no,
in this
I don't know.
They didn't really talk about Batman that much or whatever. And I'm okay with it though. You know what I'm saying? It's really focusing on the Penguin or whatever. And I see what Gary's talking about, and I'm seeing what Chris Core is talking about or whatever. That you should like, if it's going to be in Gotham City, you should have Batman in there, and which I totally agree or whatever. But if the writing is so good to where like you don't have to put him in there, why mess it up? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not put a square peg in a round hole, as they say, or whatever.
It's kind of like the first Joker, or like not the first, but the newest one that came out before this. Whenever it's like you didn't hear really much about Batman or anything, but I mean,
right?
It was
So hasn't been much any mention of Batman in the show. Have there been any mentions or allusions to any other characters in Batman's Rogues Gallery? Any mentions of any other?
They did make a reference. They made one reference to the Riddler, and it was sort of like a joke, or whatever. Yeah, but that was about it, or whatever.
Wasn't the Riddler the one that did that blew up the seawall, or who wasn't it? Him or something that blew up the seawall? And like the
seawall that came out of nowhere. Like Gary said,
was it a mention of like and Edward Nygma did something like this, or did they actually say the Riddler at all in the show?
They just said it was something like ha yeah, that's the Riddler over there or whatever, like something in a joke type of way or whatever. But nothing too severe. Like and what I like about Matt Reeves and how he's doing it is like he basically just saying like, no, we're going to focus on these characters, but also once again, we were talking about female characters and. And YOPOPS, would you agree with me? Sophie Falcone I think she finna steal the show, and I'm perfectly fine with it because she's doing good. Like, you know, she's doing good. Like, she's basically. I'll just set it up like this. If this was in Disney Marvel, they would have made a joke on about the patriarchy or some bullcrap like that, or something like what we're going to talk about in Agatha later on or whatever. Whereas with this show, Sophie, she knew that she was supposed to be the next in line, and you know the Penguin was saying like, you know, playing on to her, saying like, Sophie, now you know you're supposed to be next in line. Like, you know, he didn't even bring in the. He hinted that it's because she's a woman that they're not going to give it to her or whatever. But like, he was basically just saying like, yo, hey, you know you're supposed to be in charge, and if you need any help, I got you. And they left it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, she was doing some boss moves until, you know.
Well, yeah,
Some
she's
like
smart as fuck
Oz got
too.
involved.
Yeah,
She's smart.
as fuck too, because she could tell, like, she knows that the Penguin is doing mind,
She's
is messing with her mind.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
to
doing mine.
influence her.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like when he was talking about that shipment that was Alberto, whatever his name is. He took it off his phone after he killed him, and he mentions that to Sophie. And she's like, okay, well, how did you know about that? You know, she already knew. She was like, okay, like this guy was the one that probably killed him, you know. And they don't really. I mean, she so far seems like a pretty well written character for sure.
Yeah. So far, I mean, if I have to give this episode a rating, and we'll talk about some of the new Batman news too. After this, because I know Phantom is itching to get to that. However, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Like, I think the first episode is still the best episode. That I gave that first episode a 9 out of 10 because like they set the tone on each character, and you kind of care about everybody. You care about Vic. You care about Sophie. You care about Oz. You care about Oz's mother. You care about everybody, man, in that show or whatever. So you know. That's what I give it. What do you give the rating so far? YOPOPS for episode 2.
You know what? I'll have to agree with you. Probably 8's about. Yeah, I would say 8's a good score to be at, dude. Completely agree with what you said.
Oh, okay.
How do you guys feel about the show coming up? Do you guys feel like it's only getting better, or it's only going?
It's getting better, bro.
I mean, yeah, because once the plot starts unfolding, I think, I mean, like, 2 episodes in, I'm pretty invested in it now. Mm-hmm. So it's, once everything starts unfolding, unless they do some stupid shit where, like, you know, like, oh my god, like, look, it's like, dun, dun, dun. It's like some stupid reason of, like, you know, if they added some stupid ass shit, like, in later episodes or whatever, but if they keep going the way that they're going now, I think it's very looks very good.
Okay.
Do you think at some point, like maybe like the last episode, at some point Batman might show up, or they reference Batman tying into the next movie?
I think so.
I don't know. Maybe like Bruce Wayne. Maybe they'll mention like something regarding like Bruce Wayne or something. But I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as Batman,
I'll say this. Like, there's one episode. I think it's episode 7. It's called Top Hat, and I think that's when he's gonna get the comic accurate version of the Penguin, where he wears his top hat for the first time at a party or something. I think maybe you could get a Bruce Wayne cameo. Or something like if Bruce doesn't show up, they can mention Bruce's name or whatever. Like they're at a party, like one of those fancy parties or whatever. Or they'll be talking about the Batman a little bit or whatever.
Maybe
or
the bat
like
signal,
they could just
the bat signal, you know,
or like maybe at the end or whatever. Like I can see like the snow coming down, and like, you know, the Penguin staring at the out his window, and he just saw a shadow figure or whatever. Basically, Batman letting him know, like, yo, I'm watching you, dog. Like, I know everything you're doing right now. I just can't. I don't got enough evidence on you, but best to believe winter's coming, and like I guarantee you, like your operations will be stopped and everything. So
Well, I mean, the penguin.
that's the least I think.
Penguin, for me, the penguin's probably the best part of the
Excuse me.
Batman. 100%. I mean, that chase scene
Oh
and
yeah,
that
for sure.
fight was my favorite part of that movie. Was the whole penguin stuff, and give kudos
Yeah.
to Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
With this franchise. I mean, I can't wait for the Batman 2. I
Yeah.
mean, I love the Batman. The Batman's not a perfect movie, but it was pretty fucking good. You know.
Well, let me ask you this, Phantom, since we're talking about Batman, and like this is like one of the articles or whatever. I didn't give you a slide, Jake. This is just like this stuff broke yesterday, but I'm just gonna ask Phantom this. How do you feel about like there's rumors saying that Robert Pattinson might enter inside the DCU? How would you feel about that?
It's up in there for me. A lot of people didn't like him as the Batman. I liked it because basically the Batman was a year 2 Batman, and I've said this on the show. I've said this in Discord. You know, he did not start off as the world's greatest detective. He literally had to become that to earn that moniker, right? And I like Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. I mean, he's believable as both. To be honest, he's believable as both, and I'd be fine with it if they give us a good storyline with him. He's young enough that he can play Batman for a good while if he chooses to, and he enjoyed the first playing Bruce Wayne and Batman, and it showed. He cared about the role. He didn't phone it in like Clooney did, or even at the end, Bayo he phoned in the Dark Knight Rises. He phoned it in. It's 100%. Pattinson actually cares about the character.
He actually knows about a lot about Batman, believe it or not, man. Like he like literally, and shout out to Robert Pattinson. He even said that Batman Forever is a good Batman movie. So screw you haters. Like, yeah, Batman said he likes Batman Forever. So
see, he's always gonna have that moniker of glitter bat, right? Glitter vampire from Twilight. And that did hurt him. That has hurt him.
That's not fair.
But then, he went and done indie films, and he did a lot of good indie
and he's
films,
really good.
And he got this. And it's like, I can't wait for the second movie. If the rumors are true and we're gonna get Mr. Freeze and stuff in the next movie, I want to see it. I mean, I love Batman. I love Batman 100%. The only Batman movie I don't like is Batman Robin, except for Bane. And I agree with Beardo. The Batman's better than The Dark Knight Rises. I'm sorry, it is.
I
The Dark
agree.
Knight Rises, I can agree with that.
I enjoyed it a little bit.
Dark Knight, but
no.
Oh, no, not better than the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Joker? No.
Well, I'm just saying the Dark Knight is superior, but compared to the Dark Knight Rises, which I felt was kind of mediocre, especially because, again, Bane wasn't very good in the Dark Knight Rises, in my opinion. I would say the things
that he was fighting for, it's just like
wasn't Bane
what killed the movie for me with the.
Shit? Was he just supposed to be an assassin for hire? Isn't Bane just supposed to be some sort of like assassin for hire?
He was a simp. He was a simp. He was
like the original Bane.
No,
I mean the original Bane. To be fair, the original Bane is like an assassin for hire or whatever. But the thing was, the way the movie was promoted was like he was finna be like the main villain, you know what I'm saying? But then they did the bait and switch with Talia, which killed the movie for me. Like, well, then what's the point of him doing?
In The Dark Knight Rises, he was supposed to have taken over the League of Shadows. He was supposed to be the new Ra's al Ghul, right? And then at the end, he literally was simping for Talia. I did it for Talia. Fuck off.
Okay, I see.
It's like, and that's why I just tell my friends. That's like I always tell them, like, if you look at it as if you say it's a Christopher Nolan movie, it's a 8 out of 10 Christopher Nolan movie. But if you're talking about a Batman Laurel type of movie, no, it's probably a 4. A 4 or a 5, and I'm being really being generous with the 5 right there or whatever, because I mean, I already said this plenty of times. I don't like Christian Bale as Batman or whatever. It was like it was just one thing I had to hear him with it was one thing I had to hear his voice like again for the 3rd time as Batman, but it was another thing that you had like a character assassinated Alfred because Alfred left Batman by himself. Never will happen. You have simping weird PDF file relationship with like Bane and Talia. That was weirdo or whatever. I mean, and to be fair to the movie, like you needed like Heath Ledger's Joker, so it felt like it just felt like the movie was all over the place to me. And hey, if you like Dark Knight Rises, that's perfectly fine. But like, I just got way too many criticisms. I've told Jeremy to his face before, like when I was on his show or whatever. Like, listen, Dark Knight Rises sucks. The Batman is better.
there's only 4 good characters in that movie. Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow. You have Alfred. You have Gordon, and you have Lucius Fox. Those are the only 4 good characters in that damn movie at all. That
to
me, it's like.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. Since we're still on Batman, Jake, can you put I don't know if I have an article, that other article. There's another rumor saying that like in the DCU, since this is going to be fantastical Batman, which I keep on telling everybody, Batman is a fantastical creature of the night or whatever. I mean, no offense to Robert Pattinson and Christian Bale's Batman, but I don't know about you, Phantom. I'm at the point of I'm tired of serious, realistic Batman. I want to get back to that fantastical element of like,
give us Batman Forever.
Like,
and if
like give me a Batman Forever, Batman 89, and hell, a little bit of Batman and Robin of like that fantastical, like he can like like fight like 1,000 people by himself, like like give me a Holy Jeepers Batman with Robin or something like that. Which once again, and I think I talked to Jake about this. I think Warner Brothers is afraid of they're afraid of their source material or whatever, because when you do realistic take on Batman, freaking with the Christian Bale movies and also the Robert Pattinson movies, it feels like they're afraid to like put in a Robin, or they're afraid to put in like some whimsical stuff, because I hate to tell you guys, Batman the animated series wasn't always serious. There were like funny episodes in there, and it was like
a Christmas episode that they had. They had a Christmas episode.
Jingle bells,
with the Joker.
Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile lost the
and
will,
even for a
away.
dramatic episode, I mean, one of the most lauded episodes of the Batman animated series was the episode with Victor Fries, where
Heart of Ice.
Yeah, Heart of Ice.
The Heart of Ice episode.
Look,
it won a daytime Emmy for that one too.
Yeah, it's a guy whose wife is miniaturized under glass. Like, come on.
Yeah,
that's something straight out. That's something straight out of a fairy tale, and that's basically what the story was. It was just kind of a very dramatic take on it.
I mean, you gotta think. What was the one where the serial killer was the girl that couldn't? She was like stuck in the child's body for like the rest of her life.
Baby doll. The baby doll episode.
Yeah,
she kept mentally maturing, but her body was permanently stunted as like a 7-year-old
Yeah.
girl.
that was a sad
It-
ending,
it-
man. That was
Yeah.
such a sad ending.
That was sad.
In the
Mhm.
Are
first
you mad at
episode,
me? This still.
and
When
the first episode they did Clayface. I mean, the
Mhm.
first Clayface episode was really serious.
brutal. It was
There was
brutal, man.
dude,
I felt bad.
even a couple of the Joker episodes wasn't. It was like on that dark side, you know.
But it still had comical elements, like the Joker Fish episode, or like the comedy, the Condiment King episode, or whatever. Like that's why I keep on trying to tell everybody.
With all the comedy, it was the one with all the comedians that were wearing like costumes that are like wreaking havoc and shit. Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I saw that episode like a couple days ago too. I'm on the fourth season. I'm rewatching all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it third or
nice.
fourth? I can't remember, but yeah.
It's the fourth season. The new Adventures of Batman.
What was so good about the anime series? They wrote the characters where they could be sympathetic, but you hated them. You know?
Yeah.
But there's like Mr. Freeze. He was a pun intended, cold-blooded killer, but you felt sympathy for him because of what happened to him. He was, it was an accident that wasn't caused by him, and he's literally he loses his body and loses his mind throughout the series. You know, and then in Batman, and then in Batman Beyond, they supposedly cured him, but ended up it made him worse, right?
Yeah. Because even Batman, when he saw the tape of Mr. Freeze, he said, "My God!" Like it's like Nora. You're like, oh man, you feel bad for him, dude. Like he's crying out to this thing.
Or how about like with like Harvey Dent and like Two-Face? You know what I mean? Like that was like
the Two-Face episode. Yes.
But, yeah, but it's like
a
guy like that was a star prosecutor, and he's coming up big in the world, and then just boom, fucking half his face gets melted off, and now he just decides like he's got nothing else to live for except for like just
crime.
like
revenge.
Crime, and then like and then like this whole thing is just like chance. You know what I mean? Like there's no he's gonna make his own decision. I mean, he does, but like that coin is the thing that like he puts, like,
you live,
that coin.
Tails you die.
That's the reason. That's the reason why it worked in The Dark Knight. Two-Face worked in Dark Knight. It was shitty in Batman Forever, right? It was shitty in Batman Forever, but you
with Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh God! Don't get me started.
They miscast. Okay, hold on. Before we move on to that,
me and Chris have had long talks about that. Chris
we don't need to get into.
I'm just gonna say this, and then we'll get back to the subject of what I was gonna ask Phantom. Like, the thing with Tommy Lee Jones is, like, if they would have made him more like, have you watched the movie The Client? YOPOPS?
No, I don't think I have.
If you haven't watched, it's about a little boy that it's about a little boy that witnessed like a self deletion or whatever, and like he knows this information about like a body that's hid around Louisiana or whatever. It's pretty good, man. But Tommy Lee Jones is a prosecutor or whatever. He's basically Harvey Dent or whatever. If they would have made him that version and put that Tommy Lee Jones and like tone down his like wackiness or whatever, it would have been a better, like Batman Forever would have been like even more of a better movie or whatever, in my opinion.
They wrote him too much like the Joker. He laughed all the time.
Yeah.
Dent does not laugh.
Yeah.
Dent is quiet. And they didn't do like the split personality thing with him, because you gotta think they're seen like in the anime series. You have one side of Harvey talking, then you have the regular Harvey, then you have the dark side talking, and they would switch back and forth. You know, now I wasn't upset in the Dark Knight Rises. They did do that with Two-Face, but it's
They did.
still
They actually did it good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I was gonna really talk about is like with this new DCU happening with James Gunn, like and we're getting back to fantastical Batman, what it should be like anyway. They're thinking about they already got like two of the villains like teaming up with each other. They got Deathstroke and Bane teaming up with each other. Either YOPOPS or Phantom or maybe Jake. How do you feel, guys, about that? Either one of you guys, you could talk.
As long as they give Bane the ability to have Venom like he's supposed to, that's part
And a
of him.
luchador.
And he
Yeah,
has
And
a
a luchador.
luchador. That's the reason I liked him in Batman Robin, because one, he was from South America, like in the comic books, and he had the Venom. You can't do Bane without his fucking Venom. That's what gives him his abilities. That gives him his strength. Yeah, they did make, Bane an oath in Batman Robin, but I didn't care. Right? It was okay. Bane is smart, but the Venom, screwed with his head and it made him more brute strength. I mean, he's supposed to be, he's the DC's version of the Hulk, basically. Give me a comic accurate Bane, please. Deathstroke, as long I think it's the guy that was in the end credit scene of Batman Robin. He's coming back as
Joe
Deathstroke.
Manganiello.
Yeah. I love Deathstroke on Arrow. A great Deathstroke. I've said this a million times. I've said this on the show a million times. Get the characters right. Give us the comic book characters. That's all we want. You give us that. You give us that. We'll be happy with it. Don't gender bend, make Bane gay or a simp. Right? Bane's not a fucking simp. If you guys remember in Nightfall, what was his mission? To destroy Batman, and he did. He broke the bat. He broke the bat. And when they did that in The Dark Knight Rises, I was pissed when they did that storyline. It's like, that's not how Bane did it. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all. Are you sure?
Give me a good Bane. Give me a good Bane. That's all I want.
Pops, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about Bane, Deathstroke?
I mean, I don't really, not too many opinions. Other than, you know what? It's funny too because I was rewatching, like I said, I was rewatching the animated series, and it was the episode where Bane first shows up in that show, and like I remember watching that. I remember like watching that episode when I was younger too, because I remember the part where Batman like turns that Venom machine on, and it's just like it's one of the freakiest scenes ever, where it just starts like getting big, his eyes gets all huge, stop, and like that shit freaked me out as a kid. But like I was like going back, I was like, wait a minute, like that's not like the Bane in like in the Dark Knight Rises movie or whatever. I was like, wait a minute, like. And I actually like went to Google, started like researching a little bit more. I was like, dude, that's not even like the same. Yeah. I was like, what?
They didn't do it right.
No, they didn't, dude. I was like, wait, that's right. Yeah, he did have an IV connected to his brain. Like, that's right. He had a South American accent. I was like, oh man, they
race-swapped Bane, man. They made him a white man. Like,
yeah, right. They made him a British white man. They made him a British. Yeah. I mean, to me, Bane, you gotta get these characters right. And I mean, if you go back and watch the episode, we talk about the Superman, and I go off on it because the rumors are they're going to be like in that animated Sailor Superman shit with this. And I'm like, you got to get Batman right. You got to get Wonder Woman right. You got to get Superman right. You got to get the Rogues right.
And I just want to interject here real quick. JK is asking, why are they getting their own movies? No. And Phantom, for the third time tonight, incorrectly says no, whereas on the screen it clearly says Bane Deathstroke getting movie treatment at DC Studios.
No,
that's
they're gonna
that's
be
3
in.
for 3, Phantom. Nice
No,
try.
no. They're gonna be in the Brave and the Bold movie. They're not getting their own
Yeah, that's
movie.
the.
They're gonna be part of
They're
the
not getting their own
Brave and the
movies.
Bold
They're gonna
movie.
be part of the Brave and the Bold
I
movie.
see.
That's what this.
I see.
That's what it's looking at. Like, it's like they're getting a twofer because got to remember, Damian Wayne is gonna be one of the Robins,
Mhm.
which I got another segment on that
Right here,
right after that. I'm gonna
Right
pull
here.
that up in the next minute. It's gonna lead up to that. But like Damian Wayne is gonna be the main Robin, which that's gonna set up that rivalry between Deathstroke and Damian Wayne. So I'm thinking that it's probably gonna I think Damian's gonna take out his eye or whatever. I think that's what's gonna happen. But also it's gonna also have that rivalry between Batman and Bane or whatever. Because you guys gotta remember Batman Brave and the Bold, this is a seasoned Batman, so like, he's already been with Jason Todd, he's already been with Dick Grayson, and they're basically, from the way it's looking, like they're trying to set up a Bat family, and they're trying to set up the Teen Titans, and based off of, because I see Damian Wayne and Bruce Wayne, which once again,
Mhm.
I don't hate Damian Wayne. Well, was he the first Robin? Should I pick? No, I rather had Dick Grayson, but I can see why they wanted to go ahead with Damian Wayne because then that way a lot of stuff is already set up. You don't have to do individual movies, going down the line or whatever. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys agree with
I
that.
thought you were talking about one of the Wayne's brothers was going to be Robin in that movie.
No, that's Damian
like,
Wayans.
Damon
not
Wayne. I was like, wait a
Wayne.
minute, what? Is he too old to be like, being a Robin? Is that, okay, but okay, so sorry, was a little confused.
Added an extra vowel there, YOPOPS.
Oh my god.
Although
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
but
Damian. Wait a minute. Am I
he was
Mandela
supposed to.
affecting
He was
myself?
supposed to be. No. Actually, Jake, you were right because like if Tim Burton, like he said, like if he was gonna do Batman 3 or like the third Batman Forever, he would have had Damian Wayans as Robin, and I'm like, no.
Okay. Okay, so I wasn't just totally dreaming that up. YOPOPS, you reminded me of it just then. I thought I was Mandela affecting myself, but thank you, Crease.
That would have been hell to the no. Like, no.
It would have been interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nah.
Now,
But
Crease,
speaking of Robin or whatever,
yes, speaking of Robin.
there's man, and then after this we'll get to Agatha. Unfortunately, I was holding that off way much. So also for this final subject on the Batman lore of news or whatever, they have James Gunn and Matt Reeves are looking like they're going to team up and do a Elseworld Robin movie. It's not going to be taking place in the DCU. It's not going to be taking place in the Matt Reeves universe. This is going to be an Elseworld story, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. How you guys feel about it? Because in my opinion, I think they're testing the waters to see if people do want Robin in a universe, if that makes sense. What do you guys think?
Okay, so I'll go first because mine will be short and sweet because I'm not ultra familiar with comics, just generally speaking, but I do know a little bit about Batman. So the idea of having they're going to do thinking of doing an animated movie where it's going to be following Dick Grayson and Jason Todd as orphans. So I imagine they're not going to be adults yet. I imagine they'll be like mid to late teens, and the dynamic duo is that a comic accurate team with Jason Todd and Dick Grayson?
No, they're part of the Bat family, but like the dynamic duo is between Dick Grayson and Batman, or Jason Todd and Batman.
Robin, yeah.
Okay, so they're saying that the movie's just going to follow Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. I imagine meeting each other in the boys' home and then creating the dynamic duo. I mean, I think it's a good idea, especially if if James Gunn and Matt Reeves want to kind of have these two parallel universes where they have the standard DC universe, and then they're going to have this DC animated universe. I like the idea of having not necessarily parallel storylines, but having basically just two different universes doing two different storylines. Like, again, we're moving into Bane and Deathstroke potentially in the Batman 2. We're continuing with the Penguin in season 2, and they're starting off at a different point in their animated universe, bringing in Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. I like it. I think it's a good idea. I'd like to see it, and the animation as well, having this blend of CGI and practical and stop motion. I don't know how they're going to fit all of it together. I don't know how it's going to look exactly, but I'm interested to see how it'll turn out.
That's crazy. Interesting.
Well, I mean, for myself, if as long as they did the characters justice and they don't like screw it up, I'd see it. And I mean, they could have it where they could show how Dick, because Dick Grayson, he wanted revenge on Zuko, and Batman helped him out, and we know what happened to Jason Todd. Jason Todd just went completely batshit crazy, and seeing that dynamic because Dick and Jason were closer in age together. So you're right, Jake. They were closer in age together, and that's the reason why later on when Jason became Red Hood and Dick became Nightwing, they clashed more because it's because we all know that Dick Grayson
Jason was always just.
Yeah. So Dick was being trained to become Batman at some point. That's the character. He didn't want to be Batman, but he knows at some point he was going to take the mantle of Batman, right? Jason wanted to be Batman then and there. That's the reason why they butted heads so much in the comic books. When Jason came back as the Red Hood, he wanted to be Batman. He didn't care about the Robin mantle. He hated being Robin, right? He wants to be Batman. That's it. Plain and simple. I mean, I like to see it. If they do it good, yeah, I'll watch it. I have an open mind. What
about you, YOPOPS?
I have to agree with what Jake and Phantom said. Yeah, if it's good, I mean, I don't see why not. I can't really, I don't know, I don't know really too much about the Robin and Red Hood lore behind all that, but I mean, yeah, if they could do it good, I think it'd be worth watching. It shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be any worse than anything else that they're coming out with. So
Do we have to talk about her now? That god awful show.
Yes, we have to finish it up, man.
Yes, I guess. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna let Phantom talk about it. Phantom, you should talk about it first, man. You.
So, what episode of Agatha are we on now, guys?
4.
Watch
4.
Episode
That's
4
right.
of 4 out of 6, 7.
4 out of 9.
I'm sorry. Did you say 9?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be nearly Christmas by the time you guys get done.
No, it ends on October 30th.
I'm just being hyperbolic, Phantom. I'm just being hyperbolic, trying to give you all a hard time. Yo, Pops, have you been watching Agatha?
Oh man, I think I watched maybe
you watched the first 2 episodes with us. You were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't really like paying attention. I was just watching everyone else in the chat be miserable, so I was, getting my kicks there.
Oh man, that's what I'd be doing.
fun.
Absolutely.
Cancel
Yeah.
ABF.
Cancel
Hashtag yes.
Hashtag I stand with ABF. But apparently, you and I, Pops, you and I aren't missing that much.
No, apparently not.
Really
I mean,
not.
apparently we're saving ourselves if anything. Oh my goodness! I swear it's like they're getting tortured in there.
This
Go
is
ahead, Phantom.
This is like so. Basically, they're mashing up like the Wizard of Oz. So the Witch's Road is like the Yellow Brick Road, and they come across these houses, and they got to do tests in it to go down the road. So the first house they went into, they drunk wine and it was poison, and the one witch died, and they conjured up another green witch, was the one from the first episode that was trying to take out Agatha. She's there with them now. They end up going into this next house, and they had to fucking sing again. That stupid song from episode 2. And it's like, this show is garbage. It's a whole lot of nothing going on in this series. Nothing. No, I mean, no. There's not a plot. It's all over the place. I would rather watch The Acolyte than watch Agatha. 100%. It was at least it was somewhat coherent. Somewhat coherent compared to Agatha. Can you agree with me, Kreese, on that?
I have to agree, man. At least they had lightsabers up in there. And we were literally having debates about this last week. Like, I'm like telling Erwin, dude, I'm sorry, man. This is like, I don't know how you can make this a 5, dude. I'm still keeping my 2 score here. Y'all got me to get. I wanted to give it a 0.
I give it a 1. I've given it a 1 this whole fucking time.
Why'd you give it a 1,
like,
Phantom? What'd you like? What's the one thing you like that gave that show a 1? What gave it a 1?
What gave it a 1 when the episode ended. That's it.
I mean, to be fair, the cinematography is not that bad. The cinematography is not that bad, or whatever. Other than that, it's like there's nothing.
I have to say, because they showed the curse, that it was like a bat female type thing. It looked decent. Aubrey
Plaza is in it.
Yeah, and it's like, I like the song "Season of the Witch." It's the end credit song that's in the show. I like that song, but they're trying to tie all the witches throughout cinema and all throughout history to these women, and it's like,
I almost feel like it should be like a Lifetime TV special, or like some sort of like.
Dude, it's Wine Moms.
Wine Mom, yeah, it's a Wine Mom. Cable.
Gary was 100% correct. Gary was 100% correct. It's Wine Moms.
Dude, I said this last night. It's a terrible porn movie, because the Agatha and the other girl came. Kreese was like, "Are you gonna kiss or are you gonna fuck?" That's what Kreese said last night.
Just do it already, man.
Yeah. It's like the one witch is like, "Yeah, I got a scar. She's right. She basically was saying, "Yeah, I have a living scar, and it's Agatha," and we're like. This is the gayest Marvel so far. They weren't wrong about that. It is the gayest.
Okay.
Yeah, because they keep on looking at each other, like they give the each other stuff. Girl. If these women were around, you know what we would be doing. Like,
oh my goodness.
They did a boob joke. They did a boob joke. They did a vagina joke. I mean, come on, really, just oh my god. Oh
yeah.
The thing is, though,
and then
I can't turn away from the train wreck. Even it's like so even though I won the meme thing last night, I'm still in there watching it. I didn't like go run and hide like Isaac did on the first two
Oh, yeah, that's
episodes. It's
right.
like I'm
Right.
watching it. I'm watching the train wreck, and to me, I don't recommend it. Let us watch it. Let us review it, so you guys don't have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let
Us.
well, not us. You two. You two can
Yeah,
take it.
Phantom and
Nah,
Crease there.
nah, I ain't.
I mean, it's a proven fact that they said that the Acolyte has better numbers than Agatha. So
Yeah,
That's
but like
true.
double, right? Something like double. The Acolyte got like double the viewership that Agatha got or is getting.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Good. Which
Good
is
lord.
insane.
that's bad.
That
Yeah,
is very bad.
that's a lot. And it's not that it's not like the Acolyte was pulling in a shit ton of viewership either. So to only perform
Once
half.
again, at least you had lightsabers.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
yeah.
I wonder when this show gets canceled, how many people are going to get butthurt and do petitions to save this god awful fucking show.
It'll be the same amount of people
Dude.
as last time because
It'll
it'll
be
be
the
the
same
same
ones.
people.
It'll be the same
Yeah.
people.
The
It'll be
same, the same people. Even the actresses like that are doing this, they don't even want a second season or whatever. Like they're just like, yeah, we did it, type of thing. So
We got paid. We're good. We got our money. We're
we get,
good.
yeah, we got our money, we got good, and like, I mean, Aubrey Plaza's character, like she's Lady Death or whatever. Like that's her character. She's Lady Death
Oh, is
for the
that
comic
so?
books.
So they've
Yeah,
officially brought death from the comics into the cinematic universe.
yeah. Blame
Okay.
Foco Pops because they're the ones that leaked her name out by accident or whatever. So
Of course. That's not the first time that's happened either. Funko has leaked
yeah,
a few characters that way.
I think
Well,
they
at
did
least
the
the
same
next
thing
show.
with Baby Grogu or whatever. They said Grogu.
With Grogu, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the name.
I
The name on the Funko Pop
I
came
think
out before they announced it, or before they said it on the episode of The Mandalorian. Yeah.
so. The next show that we're getting after this is Skeleton Crew, and it might be decent. Might be decent.
Oh gosh.
Lost in Space mixed with Goonies. It might be decent. Even ABF said that the other
yeah,
night. It might be decent.
might be.
Might
Yeah,
be.
might
We'll
be.
be watching that too, right, Crease? We'll be watching that too.
Yeah. Anything's better than Rings of Power. I'm glad that we tried to make all those episodes, but you know what? We're streaming. We were hosting YOPOPS, so
Yep.
I'll be honest.
let's go ahead and
with you.
wrap
That's
it.
the reason why I'm trying, dude. This is the reason I'm trying to make this show go a little longer, so we don't have to watch it.
Oh, I wish you would have let me know ahead of time that that's what you were doing. I didn't know this was on purpose.
Oh yeah. We told ABF to his face before, like he said, like, it is what it is. Like, sorry.
That's true.
But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do some recommendations real quick. Yo Pops, who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll go ahead and go first. So Yo Pops, like Chris said, at the end of our show, we do recommendations. Typically, Phantom shows off a movie or a television show that he's recommended to people watching. Typically, myself, I'll pick a musical album that I'll show off to the people, recommend it to them. Chris will choose typically an anime. If you have something that you'd like to recommend, you may do so. We'll make sure we go around the horn first to give you some time, just in case you have a prop or something you might want to read for. But for myself, what I'm going to recommend this week is an album by a Finnish metal band, one of my favorites of this type, called Lordi. And because it is spoopy season, it is very fitting. The album is from 2006. It's called The Apocalypse. And it is, again, a band called Lordi from Finland. This is their debut album. And
Hard
For
rock
people out there
hallelujah.
who, and let's see if Weirin might still be in chat, or if Norman's still in chat. The Eurovision Song Contest, which is a massive song contest where every EU nation takes part. They put their, and they kind of compete basically, and it gets voted on by judges and voted on by people watching at home. In 2006, Lordi was selected by Finland to represent their country at Eurovision, and they played their song Hard Rock Hallelujah, and it is a fucking banger. And so, since we're entering spooky season, why not have a band that kind of embodies that spookiness in their stage representation, in their song titles and their song lyrics, and some actually genuinely good hard rock and metal music. So my recommendation this week is Lordi's 2006 album, their eponymous album, The Apocalypse. And if I had to pick a track, it would be track number 2, Hard Rock Hallelujah. Just give it a listen, even if you're not into rock, even if you're not into metal. I think you guys will enjoy it. So who wants to go next?
Oh, definitely.
Who's up next?
Definitely watch the video that coincides with their performance, man. That
See, there we go. Weird remembers Lordi. Let's go. Let's go.
I'll go last before YOPOPS. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, so since we are talking about spooky season, I always watch this anime every single year right here. Yu Yu Hakusho. It's my favorite anime of all time. Or like in the what's it called in the Philippines? This is called Ghost Fighter or whatever. But yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho. This is the 30th anniversary box set right here. Pretty much got almost all the voice actors' signatures on there so far. Like signing the basketball. Of course, this is with the Yu Yu Hakusho. This came on Toonami like years ago, but the English dub is amazing. Highly recommended. Like over the sub, I think the dub is better than the sub or whatever. The voice cast between Justin Cook, Chuck Hubert, John I forgot John's last name, but and Chris Sabbath. These guys killed it, man. These guys killed it. They both had, all 4 of them had like great interactions with each other. But yeah, 112 episodes. Definitely start this out for like some anime if you want to watch during spooky season. This is the one to start it out with, man. They're killing demons. They're killing ghosts. They're taking on former spirit detectives. Like, it's amazing, man. Go ahead. Check out Yu Yu Hakusho, man. Anime classic.
Right on.
And before my recommendation, I like to say Happy Full Metal Alchemist Day.
Happy Full Metal Alchemist Day.
Don't forget October 3rd.
Don't forget about October 3rd. If you know, you know.
Okay, so in the tribute to Maggie Smith, who recently passed away, we know her as how you say her name from Harry Potter?
Professor McGonagall.
Yeah. That's one of the movies that people know her from. The first movie I ever seen her in was the original Clash of the Titans. She played one of the gods on Olympus.
Yes, she did. She played the goddess Athena.
Yep. This is also a notable movie because it was the last movie Ray Harryhausen did stop motion for. Was this movie right here? Highly recommend it. It is on YouTube for free. It's a great movie. I've seen the remakes. They're good, but not as good as this one. So highly recommend the original Clash of the Titans. That's my recommendation for the week. So at this point, YOPOPS, time for you to shill your stuff, brother.
Yeah, and if you have a recommendation, you don't have to have a recommendation, but if you do have one, feel free to throw it out there. But otherwise, what are you up to? What have you been doing? What are you going to be doing?
Well, let me see. As far as recommendation, I have been watching this one series, Generation Kill. It's on HBO.
Oh, right on.
Ooh.
Generation Kill. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's a blast from the past,
I've
man.
heard good things.
Yeah, it's about the Iraq invasion and all that. So far, it's pretty good. I think I'm on like the third or fourth episode on that. So far, it's pretty good. As far as things going on, with me personally, not much. If you guys didn't know, I'm on this little thing called the GCA. We do a stream
Never heard of
on Wednesdays. Yep,
Never heard of them. Isn't there a guy? Isn't there a big-headed guy named Mo over there? Like, you know, big-headed, like got a jug head or
Like,
something like. His name's Mo Zamboni.
He has a height fetish. He has a height fetish. For
Yeah, he has a
some
height.
reason.
Yeah.
We also heard that you have 2 women, which is very interesting because this is the internet, and we all know women aren't real here. So the fact that you have 2 of them on your show, that's fantastic. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know how that worked, but it somehow happened, and here we are. You know. I mean, other than that, you know, I have a YouTube channel, YOPOPS215. I'm on X, YOPOPS215. That's pretty much it. Nothing really going on though. But if you want to find me, you can find me there.
There it is. You guys can see it here highlighted on the screen. And remember, all of our links are down in the description. And you can find us. You can find us there. And make sure you comment on the bot. Absolutely. Phantom, Crease, YOPOPS, thank you so much, y'all, for another episode. YOPOPS, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's been
Thanks for having
wonderful.
me on.
Blast. Absolutely. Would love to have you again.
Episode 14 is in the bag, everybody.
That's right, baby. That's right.
And
Everybody, yeah.
Thank you for our special guest, YOPOPS, for coming on. Thank you, Jake. Thank
Yeah.
you, Chris. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Shout out to our beautiful, lovely people in the chat. Our link to our Discord is also in the description. It's also the pinned comment.
That's right.
I'm Phantom X. He's Big Dog Jake. He's MMA Crease, and he's the rooftop Korean himself, YOPOPS. Thank you for coming tonight. We'll see you next Thursday night for the Homies Podcast, and we are out. Like, share, subscribe. Like
Stream Nerds.
Bye.
We talking about the life we know. Lasting vibes, the good times flow. Homies gather, let the stories grow. Screaming loud, let the wisdom show. Late nights, we ain't slowing down. Mic in hand, we own this town. From the heart, every word.